We're at the Florida 2020 Audio Expo in downtown Tampa. Hey, it's Dawn Marie. We are at the Audio Expo downtown Tampa in the West Shore area. They have some amazing speakers that I'm going to have some footage attached to some of the vendors that we get to meet with today. The sound is impeccable and it's making me really want a home studio. So if you're interested, stay tuned for some more information and we'll see you later.
To yield a much stiffer but much lighter weight membrane to move air. Same thing applies to the first speaker about 6 years ago that employed carbon. The M project is essentially the same driver complement, but it's a much bigger enclosure because they're carbon wings and we machine aluminum as an inner enclosure with carbon around it. This is pure carbon. So we can optimize the internal air volume and get a smaller scale speaker. Aluminum, as far as an enclosure material, ranks the third best in the laws of physics. Best, number one, lead, dangerous, tough to work with. Number two, concrete. Number three, aluminum, and everything else sort of scatters, 8, 10, 12. Our enclosures are designed such that they don't store energy. And if there is any energy point at any position on the enclosure, we get rid of it with bracing or internal damping. We want to use a material that has stiffness, mass, and dampability. That's true of aluminum and also true of carbon. Now, the other benefit of using carbon is we can get a beautiful shape. The M6 has no right angles at all. There's not one right angle externally and internally. Okay, so we minimize any kind of diffraction point and volume for these drivers to work correctly pounds per. So you do supply them with casters when you roll them out of the crates. The footer system is at 3 points, and we use the M pod to couple the speaker to the floor. So with its immense weight and mass, definitely it's coupled to the floor. But this M pod takes energy from the top down or from the floor up and wicks it away into heat, converts mechanical energy into heat. And it's something that's real world. It's used in building designs. Big skyscrapers employ constrained layer damping, and what it does is it shears energy away from the building so it doesn't blow up. So it's really real world design. All of our speakers, right from the A1 to the M6 and the Ultimates, it's all based on science, math, and physics. In this system, we're using, just to fortify the base, we're using the sub-ATs. And if we turn the Luxman amplifiers off for a moment and played just the Q subs, they're barely on. But what they're doing is they're pressurizing this big, large listening room. So what a sub does when it's connected properly and married to the main speaker, which is running full range, it linearizes the bass from the left and right speaker. So you won't really hear the subs, but you'll feel them, and what you'll hear is a much better presentation of the bass from the M6. When we were setting up this room, which took 3 days, by the way, to set up, we were wondering, do we really need the subs? And when we finally set them up, because that was the last thing that we integrated into the sound field, absolutely. So you'll hear that and feel that in mono, and I think it's into 4 ohms, 1,000?
Maybe 1,000, a little over 1,000.
Yeah, it's kind of in that range, so at that level, you don't have to really worry. But we're getting phenomenal results. We always recommend, even at the factory, using the same pre to power, same manufacturing, same grounding plane. Makes a big difference to lower noise. The cabling is all AudioQuest. Again, there's no disparity between any cabling. It's all from AudioQuest. Compliments of Bill Lowe, which is also a benefit in the system. There's so much energy going on. These delicate devices that are taking that digital signal and developing it into a sine wave and amplifying that signal need to be protected in this environment. So we use the critical mass Olympus stand system. Joe, this is almost a ton without the equipment?
1,500.
1,500 pounds, right? So similar to what I was describing in a speaker, incredible mass, stiffness, and a filtering device. These are, common speak shells, but actually in the world of critical mass, it's a filter. And it filters out resonant energy so that this turntable is not adversely affected as it's trying to pick up that signal in the groove. The detail that you're hearing is benefited by a large degree for this rack system, because everything can do its job, even to the PC boards internally. We're using a puck system underneath all the components. You can't see them here, but maybe, well, you can't see them, but anyway, it's a small puck called center stage, and that too, included with the stand for all these components, even to the amplifiers, they're sitting on these center stage pucks, and they drain resonance away from all the sensitive things going on in the circuit board technology. So it's not just the enclosure of the amplifier that's being preserved, it's also the internal makeup to eliminate resonances that aren't good. I'm going to play a couple tracks. Applications, maybe changing a resistor here and doing this and that.
And a box bag suit, double-breasted. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain.
I was thrilled to see some vinyl in the house. And I was saddened to see that I was not able to make this event because that sounded like a lot of fun. I couldn't believe the old RCA master boxes. They were selling some master dubbed copies of Jackson Browne, some Rolling Stones, Herbie Hancock. I wanted to buy them all. This is when I wish I was a millionaire, where money was not an object, so I could just purchase all of these items. The Grandioso series, you name it, the sound was stupendous. It was something that I had really never experienced before, sitting in these listening rooms like this. And this turntable, I want 4 of them. And these headphones were out of this world.
I have a giggling teenage crush and I'm a sultry red, yeah.
They had over 60 hotel rooms that were just specifically for different vendors to listen to their speaker systems. If you get a chance and they're in your neighborhood, go check out the Expo. If not, come to Florida next year, and don't forget to stop at www.littledrummergirl.com for the podcast on some great interviews with some great artists, musicians, and entertainers. Until the next time.